One of the hardest things that I ever had to do was during the 15 years, I did executive search for 20 years. And during the 15 years that I ran my own company, people would ask me what I did for a living. And I started off by saying, I'm a headhunter, or I'm an executive search, or I'm a recruiter. And people would give me that look like, oh, because no one's had a good experience with a headhunter, right? It's always pretty terrible. Or I would say I do recruiting in the nonprofit sector, and I get the like, oh, isn't that nice? You work in philanthropy from like all my husband's colleagues who worked in finance. They've got big man jobs. And I one day woke up and I'm like, you know what? I'm going to change that. So people would ask me what I would do. And I'd say, I run an executive search firm. And it was like, oh, that's different. And so there's something about the way you introduce yourself and the elevation and the confidence with which you introduce yourself that I think really matters. And that becomes the way that everyone looks at you. Every other question after that is seen through the lens of that elevation that you give them from the start. It's like you walk in as an expert until you tell them you're not.